Thanks for joining me today. We're going to be doing a approximately 45-minute yoga session today, suitable for all levels. Take a little break anytime you need it, take a drink of water anytime you need it, and we're going to get started next. So, if you all want to join me in a seated position on your mat. So we're going to start off in our easy pose. So easy pose is basically cross-legged pose. So you can sit on a cushion if your lower back is any bit tight, if your hips are tight, it'll just give you a little bit of height and you'll just be able to sit in this position a little bit more comfortably. And you can, every time you're in easy pose, you can swap over the position of your feet so they're not always in one on top of the other this way. You can swap them the other way as well, or you can put both of your ankles down on the mat as well. And it doesn't matter if your knees are nearly touching the floor or if your knees are up here, you're just going to work in your own range and build flexibility gains along the way. So I'm going to start off doing a little bit of breath work, maybe 2 to 3 minute meditation just to make that transition onto our mat and just to kind of get some positive vibes going. Do a couple of warm-up movements and then just get stuck into the main body. A little bit of stretch at the end and a 5-minute Shavasana as well, relaxing in our corpse pose at the end. So yeah, get comfortable, get your water, get your block, anything you need. So we're going to start off sitting up nice and tall. Both of our sit bones are on the mat, and then we're going to retract our shoulder blades back and down. So your chest is up, your back is nice and straight. You've got a gentle curve in your lower back. Your chin's going to be parallel with the floor, palms facing up on your knees. And you can just gently close over your eyes here. We're going to start by just doing a couple of yogic breaths, so breathing in and out through our nose. So breathing in using the full capacity of your lungs. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just getting that mind-body connection going. Keep breathing. Connecting our mind to our body. Moving with purpose the whole time. And once we've done our couple of breaths to start, we're going to progress to doing our 3-part breath. So it's easy to visualize this one. We're going to breathe into our nose and we're going to direct that breath into the bottom of our belly, filling up our whole lung as we go, past our chest and to our upper chest as well. And then when we exhale through the nose, we're coming from the top down. So just really working those whole lungs. So we're going to start off, inhale through the nose. Bring that air the whole way into the bottom of your belly, fill up your lungs, up to your upper chest. And then exhale from the chest down. Inhale. Direct that air all the way down to the bottom of your belly. Expand the lungs. Exhale. And feel the air come past your throat and the way out. Up through your nose. Just keep working through these breaths at your own pace. Every exhale, we're just letting go of any tension we may be carrying. And we're just trying to be still. We're trying to quieten the mind. Any thoughts that come to your head, just let them come and go. Try not to focus on them. Keep visualizing your breathing. Every exhale, just feel yourself getting a little bit lighter. I'm going to take the last few breaths here. Nice and slow, we don't want to rush. continue with that breathing, inhaling and exhaling through the nose throughout our practice. Nice and slow. We don't want to be shallow breathing and getting our heart rate all hyped up. We just want to try and slow it down, try and get that little bit of calm. So we're going to start off warming up our body. We're going to start by doing a couple of neck circles. So again, just check in with yourself, check that you're sitting up nice and tall, your shoulder blades are retracted back and down, and then you can even push your belly into that space between your legs. Just get comfortable here. So we're going to start doing a couple of circles with our neck, leading with the nose. So just imagine you're drawing a circle with the tip of your nose. You can start off with a small circle and gradually make that bigger, or you can just start off with the big ones. And you might feel a little few cracks and snags in your neck as you're working that out. That's all very normal. And just moving the neck nice and slow. You don't want to get too dizzy. Slow, purposeful movements is our goal here. I'm really feeling that stretch in every part of our neck. And then come back to center and go the opposite direction. So using that, your nose as a guide. Drawing that circle with your nose. Feel that stretch in the front of your neck, even the tops of your shoulders. Move it nice and slowly. And then we're going to come back to center. Taking our hands, we're going to place them on our shoulders, and then we're just going to start drawing some circles with the elbows. So go in one direction to start. And again, you can start slow with these circles and gradually make them bigger. Work in your own range here. If your shoulders are tight, you might just want to start by doing little small circles and then gradually building that up. And again, feeling any snags out, all very normal. Especially if you slept a little bit funny last night. It's nice and slow, purposeful movements. Feeling your whole back contract here. And then we're going to go the opposite direction. Feeling our chest open here. Still breathing the whole time. In and out through the nose. And then we can bring the hands back down, and we're going to start linking our breath to our movement now. So we're going to take an inhale through the nose as we raise our arms up towards the ceiling, gaze up towards the ceiling as well. Join the hands together, exhale, bring your hands down to the center of your chest. Inhale the arms up, making that big wide circle with your hands, join together. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart center. Inhale overhead. Exhale, draw your hands down. And don't be afraid to hear yourself breathe. Big inhale. Fill up those lungs. Exhale. One more, big inhale. Exhale. And then we're going to do a lateral side stretch here. So we're going to take an inhale at our center. And then exhale, we're going to drop one hand down to the side, keeping both sit bones on the ground. We're going to exhale and reach over to the side. So depending on where you are, you can keep your elbow off the ground, or you can drop your elbow down to the ground, but keep your sit bones on the ground. Only drop your elbow if you can keep both sit bones. And take a breath here, inhale. Exhale a little deeper. Try to sink into that. Feel that stretch all down your side. And we're going to inhale at the center. Come to the opposite side. And exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, drop a little bit more if you can. Feel that stretch all down your side. Let your breath guide you a little bit deeper into the stretch. Inhale, center. Exhale, the other opposite side. Inhale, center. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, center. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, center. Exhale, stretch. And we're going to come back to the center. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, we're going to take one hand, put on our opposite knee, and turn the torso to the side. That other hand can go behind your back. And again, don't lead with your chin, you want to lead with your chest. So taking an inhale every time. Exhale, twist your torso. Keep that shoulder down. You don't want to end up hunched here like this. You want to keep that nice form. So it doesn't matter if you're sitting here and that's as far as you can go, or you can twist a little bit more. Every exhale, you can try to twist yourself a little bit farther. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, twist a little more. And just take another breath here. So just moving our spine in those different positions. And then inhale, come back to center. And go the opposite side. So opposite hand, opposite knee, that other hand behind your back. And exhale, twist from the torso. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, twist. And when we're lifting the chest, it's only a micro movement. It's just a little small, just lift a little bit more. You're not going to be doing anything too severe. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. And we'll come back to the center. And we're going to do a little seated leg stretch here. So we're going to bring the legs out in front. So sitting up nice and tall again. And you can sit in your cushion as well for this one if you're rounding down. It can be a little bit more comfortable. So we're going to start off by drawing one of our legs in towards our body. So bring that knee in towards the chest. And the other leg's going to stay on the ground. We're going to take our hands and cup them underneath our foot. Interlace the fingers. Bring our chest up, shoulders back and down. Take an inhale here. And exhale, we're going to kick the foot forward, leading with the heel. Just feel that stretch all down the hamstring. Inhale. Exhale, kick that heel a little bit more. You could be getting lots of shakes here if your hamstrings are tight. All very normal. Inhale. Exhale, kick with the heel. Stretch that leg. Just take another breath here. And then we can drop that leg back down and extend it out to meet the other. And we're doing the opposite leg then. So draw that knee in towards your chest. Fix yourself up nice and tall. Take your hands, interlace them underneath your foot. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, kick your heel forward. Inhale. Exhale, kick that heel a little bit more. Feeling that stretch all down the hamstring. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. And then bring that foot back down. Shake the legs out a little bit. We're going to come to the side now onto the all fours position and do a couple of cat cows. So just want to get that spine nice and warm. So we're going to, on our all fours position, our wrist is going to be underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips. And then your hand, you're going to fan out your hand and then push your palm into the ground and just kind of press the weight, direct weight into your fingertips. So we don't want to have all the weight in our wrists. Just kind of find that nice center of gravity here. And then we're going to find our neutral position. So in your neutral position here, you should be able to balance a tray of drinks on your back and it won't spill. So that's our neutral position. And then we're going to link our breath to our movement here as well. So we're going to take an inhale as we gaze up towards the ceiling, arch our lower back, and feel that stretch all down in front of our chest. And then we're going to exhale as we tuck the tailbone under, bring the chin to the chest, get that nice curve in our upper back. Push the world away with your hands. Inhale, come forward then for the cow pose again. Gazing your eyes up towards the ceiling, arch the lower back. Feel that stretch all down your front. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under. Bring your chin to your chest. Get that nice humpy shape in your back. Inhale. Gaze up towards the ceiling, arch the lower back. Exhale. Chin to chest, tuck the tailbone under. And feel free to stay in one of these positions if it's more comfortable for you and you take an extra breath here. Or you can keep linking the inhales with the cow and the exhales with the cat. But do whatever feels good here. And do another few of these. So really just getting that spine working. Getting that mobility going. And then we're going to come back to a neutral position. So that neutral all fours position. And we're going to do a couple of alternating bird dogs here. So you'll know these from the fighting fit classes. So that's just inhaling, stretching out the foot. I'm going to move up a little bit. And the arm. Imagine someone's pulling them away from each other. You want the fingers as far away from the toe as possible. And then exhale, come back. Inhale, opposite side. Exhale, come back. Inhale, opposite side. So opposite arm, opposite leg, stretching out. Exhale, bring it back. So you're working on a little bit of balance here as well with the opposite leg, arm, opposite leg. So it doesn't matter if you're all shaky. We just have to work on it. Keeping that core nice and stable. Keep your core contracted and it'll help you stay a little bit more balanced. And in these poses as well, just think about the muscles you're working. Get that mind-body connection. I feel it's a lot more challenging that way. And you know you're working your muscles. And then come back to all fours. So we're going to do a little bit of a leg stretch here from this pose. So come to our bird dog position on one side. And then we're going to reach back with our hand. And you just reach back if this is a big enough stretch for you, you can work away. Or you can grab the foot here and kick the foot up. And just get that stretch all down your quad. Take a breath here. And then exhale, release and come back. Opposite side. So starting off in the bird dog position. Bring your arm back. And then grab a hold of your foot if you can. And just stretching that quad on the opposite side. Kick the foot up. Back to the bird dog. We're going to go one more time on each side. Bird dog. Stretch the arm back towards the foot. Grab the foot if you can and kick the foot into the palm of the hand. Get that stretch. One more time. Starting off in our bird dog. Reach back towards, grab the foot and kick the foot into the hand. Lifting up. And then come back. And we're going to come for a child's pose. So you can open up your knees, sit back towards, the butt back towards the heels. Stretch the arms out in front and bring your forehead down to the mat. So in our child's pose, we're just trying to get our breathing back. Just kind of find that nice calm again. Forehead on the mat, taking big inhales and expanding the lungs. Thinking of your lungs like two big balloons. You want to really fill them up and exhale. Just take another breath here. And then we're going to walk the hands back towards the body, gently restack the spine. And then we're just going to sit on our knees, sit like this, or any way you like. We're just going to do a little couple of wrist stretches before we go into some downward facing dog. So you just clasp your hands together, do a little couple of circles with your hands in each direction. Bring the palms of your hands together and just fold them out to the side. Getting that stretch in the wrists. And then just a couple of circles. You can take a little drink here if you need it before we get stuck into the next little part. Then when you're ready then, we're going to come to a full plank position. So again, spacing out your hand here, really fanning out the fingers. Push the weight into the palm of the hands and in the fingertips. So we're going to come to a full plank, wrists underneath the shoulders. And then from this plank pose, we're just going to take a breath here. So just try to hold this pose for one breath, nice and slow. Exhale. From here, we're going to come to our downward facing dog. So we're just going to lift the butt into the air. And with downward facing dog, we want to have our back straight first before we think about straightening our legs. So lift the butt up, really shift yourself back, lift, get your nice straight back, bend your knees if you have to, and then lift your sit bones towards the ceiling. Let your head hang down here. And in this pose, we can walk the feet out. Just try to feel it out to start. So you can squat down, you can stretch the legs, just feel it out for you. But the key thing is we want our back to be nice and straight here. So it doesn't matter how much you have to bend your knees to get that straight back. And then lift your tailbone or your sits bones up towards the ceiling for a downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale, exhale. From here, we're going to keep our left foot on the ground and raise up our right foot into the air. So really get that stretch in the leg here. Take an inhale here. Exhale, we're going to bring that knee, come back to our plank position, bring that knee in towards the chest. So get that crunch here. Kind of like a mountain climber where you're bringing your knee in towards the two of your hands. Then we're going to inhale, kick that leg, oh sugar, it's too big. Kick that leg up. Exhale, bring your knee to outside your elbow. Inhale, kick the leg back up. Exhale, bring your knee towards the opposite elbow. So kind of a cross climber. And we're going to do that one more time. So inhale the leg up into the air, stretch the leg out. Exhale, bring your knee in between your two hands. Inhale the leg up. Exhale, bring your knee to the opposite side, opposite elbow. Inhale the leg back up. Exhale, bring your knee across like a cross climber. Then we're going to come back to our downward facing dog. So if you can't remember how to get back to your downward facing dog, come to your plank first, then lift the butt up towards the air, straight back, and then walk your feet out here. So that leg that was on the ground is going to be burning here. Take a couple of breaths, and I'm going to do that on the opposite side. So once you've got your breath back, we're going to keep the right foot on the ground this time, and kick the left leg into the air. So stretch, feel that stretch in your leg. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring the knee up in between the two hands. Inhale the leg back up. Exhale, bring the knee to outside the elbow. Squeeze your core. Inhale the leg back up. Exhale, bring your knee to the opposite elbow like a cross climber. One more time. Inhale the leg up. Exhale, bring the knee in between the two hands. Inhale the leg up. Exhale, bring your knee outside your elbow. Inhale the leg up. Exhale, bring your knee like a cross climber to the elbow. And come back, downward facing dog. Walk the legs out. And then we're going to drop down the knees, back to child's pose. So wide leg child's pose. Open the knees, sit the butt back towards the heel. Put your forehead on the mat, stretch your arms out in front, and just take a couple of breaths here. So dynamic movements like that are really going to get the heart rate going. Just try to come back to your center here. fill up those lungs. And then we're going to gently, in the child's pose position, we're going to just walk our hands to the right side. So keep your hips where they are. Walk your hands to the right side. Just feel that stretch all down your side. Take a couple of breaths here, nice and slow. Slow that heart rate back down. And then we're going to walk the hands back to center. And then out to the opposite side. So the hips are staying where they are. It's only your hands you're walking to the side and getting that lateral stretch. And then walk your hands back to the center again. And back towards your body. Gently restack your spine. And come up. And take some water if you need it. I'm going to take a little drink of water. And then we're going to move on to our last little sequence. So this is going to be a series of about 12 moves. We're going to be working on balance, going to be working on strength here in this. And then after all that's done, we'll do a little bit of stretching, and then we'll do a 5 to 7 minute Shavasana relaxation at the end. So, if you will kindly join me in a mountain pose now. So we're standing up on our mat, and then we're going to have our feet together, or they're going to be hip width apart. So we're just going to try and find our nice central pose here. So a nice neutral pose. So really disperse your weight evenly on your feet here. So when you're in standing pose, you always want to have your weight distributed evenly. So picture and imagining there's a tripod on your foot. So one point underneath your baby toe, one underneath your big toe, one underneath your heel. And then you are just evenly distributing your weight over that. And you can move a little bit forward, you can move back, and you can just find that nice center of gravity there. So we're going to start off in mountain pose. So once you've got your feet nice and stable on the ground, we're just going to squeeze our thighs here, just activate those legs. Shoulders back and down, so even your shoulder blades, just retract them back. Palms down and out by our sides, chin parallel with the floor. So standing nice and tall and strong here. Take a few breaths here. So when we say take a few breaths here, it's kind of like nice long inhales, nice long exhales. So each breath could be taking you 20 seconds. Not 20 seconds, sorry, about 5 seconds per breath, and we'll aim to do about 5 breaths. So about 2.5 to 3 seconds in, 2.5 to 3 seconds out. Just find that calm. And then we're going to move on now to our chair pose. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. So again, that nice tripod on your feet. You bring your feet together, have them hip width apart. And then we're just going to inhale and sit back into the chair. So imagine the chair behind you, you're sitting back into it. You don't want your butt to really go past 90 degrees. You want to kind of keep it just up a little bit. And direct your weight into your heels here. So you don't want to lean forward too much like this. You want to direct your weight into your heels so you get that nice stable chair. Reach your arms out in front. And just take a few breaths here. So again, try and go for 2.5 to 3 seconds in the inhale and same on the exhale. Nice, slow, relaxed breathing. Feeling those quads firing up here. Just holding this pose, trying to breathe through the pain. Direct that weight into the heels. Feel that burn in your quads. Last breath. And then I'm going to exhale, come up. Walk the feet out a little bit. And then we're going to work the opposite muscles, the hamstrings here. So we're going to come for the forward fold. So again, keeping your feet where they are. We're going to bend down so our chest is coming to our thigh area. So bend your knees as much as you have to get your chest on your quads. So we don't want to forward fold over like this. We want to bend the knees, bring the chest down, and then when you're down here, you can work on lifting the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Your hands, you can bring them down in front and grab hold of your ankles, or you can put them, your inside forearm on the back of your calf. And just let your head hang down, or you can bring your head to your knees. Every exhale, lift those sit bones up higher. Feel that stretch all down your hamstrings. And just breathing through. Every exhale, stretch those hamstrings a little bit more. Working in your own range here. Standing pose. And we're going to start off with a little bit of balance work. So, to start off, we're going to root one foot into the ground. So that tripod thing I was saying there with the one underneath your baby toe, your big toe and your heel, it's really going to stand you here when you're on one leg. So start off, root that one foot into the ground, and you can test yourself by just taking your foot off the ground a little bit. Stand up nice and tall, shoulders back and down and arms out by your side. And we're just going to draw one leg up into a right angle. So I'll show you from the side. Root that foot. Use the hip flexor to draw that leg up into a right angle. Take a breath here. And then we're going to take our hands, grab hold of our knee if you can. You can stay in this position if you need to, or you can grab your knee and just draw it up towards your chest. Feel that stretch in your hip. I'll show you from this side. And then from here, we're just going to release one arm and we're just going to open that hip edge. So working our balance here. Take a point and with your eyes, or your focus of your eyes, and stare at it. And that should hopefully help you stay in balance. Take a couple of breaths. And then we're going to bring that knee back in, drop it back down to the right angle, and back down to the mat. Then we're going to do the opposite side. So root that opposite foot into the ground with your tripod, find your balance, and then draw your leg up to that right angle. Take a breath here. So you can feel all those muscles, all those little stabilizing muscles in your ankle are probably going crazy now. Take our hands, grab the front of our knee, and draw our knee in towards our chest. Take a breath here. Release one arm, and then open up your hip. You might be a little bit more wobbly on one side than the other, all very normal. Just try to find your stable point. Picking a point with your focus and staring at it, your dressy point. Woo! If you fall, no worries, come straight back into it. And then bring your knee back, and then down. Walk the legs out. We're going to move on to our tree pose next. So a little bit more balance and work. This time we're going to start off. So if you come to one end of your mat, and I'm going to start on my left side, so rooting my foot into the ground. I'm going to take just a few different variations of this. So you can start off with your opposite foot. You can just bring it to the inside of your calf and try to balance that there. So hands on your hips. You just want to actively open that hip flexor here. So just be pushing your knee outward here. You can stick with your leg in this position, or if you want, you can grab your foot and place it inside your thigh. So your foot's either going to be on your thigh or on your calf. It's not going to be on your knee. You do not want your foot resting on that knee joint. So if you can, up into the thigh, and then you can have your arms down and out by your sides like this, or you can bring them into the center of your chest, and pick your point and stare at it. Find that a little bit of calm, try to stay nice and balanced, and keep breathing. Be like a tree, be nice and stable, rooted into the ground, strong. Another few breaths here. If you fall out of it, come straight back into it. You can regress back down to the inside of the calf, or you can have your arms down out by your side. It's a very personalized movement. And then exhale. We can, if your foot's up your thigh, you can just release your foot, bring it back down to the mat. And then staying on that one leg, so staying on our left side if you start, or your right side, we're just going to step the foot out. So that other foot, toes are going to be facing forward, and then this foot that's on the ground, you're going to have that at a 45-degree angle. So both feet are sort of facing this way or out this way. Then we're going to bend the knee here, tuck the tailbone under to activate those hip flexors, and then we're going to take our forearm. Sorry, make sure your knee is in line with your ankle here. We're going to take our forearm and we're going to just rest it on our quad, and then that opposite arm we're just going to reach over. So that arm's going to be nice and strong. Reach over. A side angle lunge. And once you get the pose, every exhale you just kind of feel out the pose a little bit. You might be able to sink a little bit more, or you might not. If it's too much, keep your arm up here. You can keep your arm here as well. You're still getting that stretch in the lunge. Or you can straighten your arm up. We don't want our arm all floppy, hanging all over the place. We want straight, strong. Always moving with purpose. And keep breathing. From here then, we're going to drop both of our hands down to the mat. That back foot, we're going to turn it on top like this, and we're just going to come down for lizard pose. So direct that knee out away from your body. Both hands are inside of that foot, and you can drop the knee here if you like. Put your foot down flat on the mat, and if you want, you can come down to the forearms. You can stay up here, or you can come down to the forearms if you have that extra bit of space. So really getting that stretch inside your hip flexor here. And just breathing. Every exhale, just release into the stretch. And if this is too intense for you, if you feel any sharp shooting pain, just come back up, make it less intense. No point pushing too far and injuring yourself. We want to work in our own range and build up that space naturally. From here, we're going to turn, curl the feet back under, step that foot back, release the knee up, step back to a plank position. Lift the butt for the downward facing dog, get your straight back, lift the sit bones up towards the ceiling, and then walk the hands back towards the feet. When our hands reach our feet, we're gently restacking our spine. Boom. Now we're going to do the opposite side. So, you can walk to the other side of your mat. Then, we're going to do the right foot now. Well, if you did the right the last time, we're going to do the left. So I'm going to root that foot into the ground. Again, visualizing my tripod underneath, one point under the big toe, the baby toe, and the heel. And I'm going to start off, so you can bring that foot inside your calf, or you can bring it up inside your thigh. You cannot bring it on your knee. And then make sure those hips are nice and open. And then hands down and out by your sides, or you can bring them up into your center. And just take a couple of breaths here. Really grip the floor with your feet. Find that nice stable position. Take your dressing point and stare at it. So focus point with your eyes. Once you get into position, try not to break that focus and you should be able to stay here. And keep breathing in and out through the nose. Last breath here. And then we're going to reach down, release the foot from the thigh or the calf, walk out the leg a little bit, and then step out with your opposite foot, toes facing forward, that back foot, turn your foot at a 45 degree angle, and then sink down onto the knee in line with the ankle. From here, taking our forearm, sitting it on our quad, and really tuck the tailbone under, open up that hip, and then reach forward with your arm overhead, feeling that stretch. And again, if it's too much for the arm here, you can just rest the arm here, you can rest it on your side. But if it's overhead, it's strong. And breathing through the movement. Couple of breaths here, in and out through the nose. And then we're going to take the hands, drop them down. So your foot's still outside your two hands here. We're turning that back foot, and then we're just going to relax into the hip. Drop the knee down, foot down to the ground, into our lizard pose. So that knee that's up by your face is going to be directed out. And get that stretch in your hip. And again, you can stay up on your hands, or you can come down to your forearms if you have that space available. And just breathe. Every exhale, just relax into the hip. Last breath here. And then, if you're down your forearms, you're going to come back up to your hands. And come back onto your tops of your toe, lift your knee, bring that foot back to the plank position. Lift the butt up for the downward facing dog. Stretch out a little bit here, straight back, bent knees if you have to. And then walking the hands back towards the feet. And gently restacking the spine. Breathe, take a big sigh of relief. That is all of the hard stuff done. So we're going to just do a little bit of a stretch on our lower back, and then we're going to come to our Shavasana, our corpse pose, and do about 5 minutes relaxation. So the purpose of all these yoga, the asanas, the movements, is so that we can tire out the body and lie back and relax in our Shavasana at the end. So let's do that. Lie back onto your body, onto your back. And then we're just going to bring both of the knees in towards the chest. And just imprint your lower back onto the mat. And gently just rock side to side. Massage your lower back off the mat. You can try to draw a circle with your knees and just get that nice relief in the lower back. Keep breathing. Holding on to one knee, we're going to extend the opposite leg onto the ground and just get that stretch in your inside hip flexor here. Your knee, you can kind of draw it to the side and up towards your armpit area for that extra stretch. Again, keep breathing. Bring that heart rate down. Every exhale, just trying to release a little bit of tension from your body. And then we're going to Release that knee back down to the mat and draw the opposite knee back in. So, taking a hold of your knee and just bringing it towards your chest, and then you can bring it out to the side and up towards your armpit area. That opposite leg is straight on the mat. Keep breathing. Now we're just going to extend that leg back down to meet the other one, and we're going to lie in our Shavasana now. So our corpse pose, both shoulder blades down on the mat, legs down and out. Let your feet fall out to the side. So you have a little bit of space between your heels, and your feet can just fall to the side. Your arms are going to be down and out by your side. So just lying back as if you were relaxing on a sunny beach somewhere. We're going to take a big inhale through our nose. And exhale from the mouth. Just release any leftover air. Inhale through the nose. Exhale from the mouth. Last time, big inhale through your nose. Exhale from the mouth. And then just go back to your regular breathing. And just every exhale, just relaxing your body a little more. And do a quick body scan here, thinking about your body from the top of your head, past your shoulders, past your lower back, your thighs, your feet, and from the feet back up to the head. And just scanning your body for any areas where you might still be carrying tension. So you might still have tension in your neck or your shoulders. Every exhale, just try to relax. Try to melt into the mat. And relaxing your feet. Letting any tension go. Relax your ankles. Relax your calves. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs. And let your lower back just sink into the mat. And relax your chest. Relax your back. Let your shoulders just melt in. Relax your arms and your hands. And just let your fingers curl up gently. And feel your body just become a dead weight. Relaxing your jaw, removing the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Relax your forehead and your eyes closed over gently. And just let any thoughts just come and go. Try not to focus on them. And just keep breathing. awareness back into our body. Just noticing your chest rising and falling again. You start wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, bringing that awareness back. And then, whenever you're ready, we're going to draw our knee in towards our chest. Now we're just going to roll over onto our side. So just take the last few breaths here. And then when you're ready, we're just going to push ourselves back up to a seated position. Come back to our cross-legged position with our hands in our heart center. And we're just going to take a big inhale together. A big exhale from the mouth. Drop the forehead down to the fingertips. And we're just going to take this time to just reflect on our practice that we just had. It's also a really nice time to set an intention for the day. And set an intention to just maybe practice a little bit more gratitude. It could be eat a little bit healthier. And it could be just taking care of your family or just having a positive attitude. Take another big inhale here. And an exhale. And then whenever you're ready, you can open up your eyes. Namaste. Thank you very much, guys, for joining me today for our morning practice. Hopefully it's set you off on the right track. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you again soon.